Hello, welcome to Feywild and Out. We're going to be having our first episode of Mass Effect Mirage. I hope that everyone can hear us. I believe so, so we're off to a good start for this actual play. And without further ado, I'll hand it on over to our navigator, Serenity.
All right. So we are going to begin with the flickering of a video that begins to start. The camera seems to be adjusting and moving like someone's setting it up as they press play. And camera moves one side and then the other until it equals out. And then you see someone sitting down on this dark leather couch. The room is this very nice, cool purple color. It seems later in the night. The area around it seems clean, well kept, but the music behind you can hear is fairly rambunctious, excitable music, laughter, and then you see someone that every single person in Citadel space knows. You see a woman sitting down on this couch. She's in a tight black leather dress with red stripes down the side, a popped collar, and a silver necklace. Fairly muscular, but lean in build. She sits down, giving kind of a sound. And it takes a moment for her as she puts her hands on her thighs and sits not so quote unquote ladylike before readjusting her ankles to compensate for her skirt. A woman in a short red bob and a little bit of scarring here on her cheek with these warm green eyes. This is Commander Shepard. And as she looks directly into the camera, she takes a deep breath. After what feels like eons of traversing the galaxy and countering the Reapers at every turn, I'm sitting in an apartment. I'm sure you can hear the music behind me, and the people dancing like absolute idiots are the soldiers that make this mission possible. And almost like clockwork, you hear laughter, a glass crashing, and kind of teetering and falling to the ground. She just looks back for a second and just and her face will drop. I know the danger is coming. So do they, and yet, well, at least they know how to have a good time. Her eyes meet the camera directly. I couldn't have done this without them. Well, you. I'm sure you'll all get nosy enough after our final mission and will dig through my personal logs. Luckily, this one is meant for my crew. Not just my crew, but for the Council, for the galaxy. If you're hearing this, I'm sure I'm gone. I won't say dead, especially since we don't know what will happen, but I'd put every credit I have into saying I won't be walking back from the Crucible. Some of you will be upset and think I gave up from the beginning, but I'm not saying this to admit defeat. This war has killed more people than it should. When I admit I won't be coming back, it's because I'm going to be using every last bit of loss we've experienced and every bit of hope to come to make this stop. Every single colony, every race, every person who is pulling together what they can do to survive. This victory won't just be for myself. It'll be for all organic life alike. It wouldn't be much of a goodbye video without thanking everyone and telling my crew how much they mean to me. And they'll get their own memo and respect. But Garrus, I'm going to say this for everyone to hear. I trust you and love you more than anything in this world. And the only thing that I could even be remotely thankful for about the Reapers is that they led me to you. You will survive. You have to. You have to be a beacon for the crew and for those in mourning. It's damn selfish for me to ask you like this, but there isn't anyone like you to make it happen, Vicarian. To the Alliance, I may have not been a perfect Spectre, but the galaxy knows they can rely on us now. We may be new to this, to the world in comparison to many others, but we are adaptable, we are smart, we are resilient as hell. And then her face will get more serious and straight as she looks dead center into the camera. To the Council, I know we've had our disagreements. Your job seems tough, and I would never want to walk in your shoes. But as time passes, you have to remember what happened. I know you don't believe until you see tangible truth, but we know where that got us. You nearly dead, the Citadel destroyed, and the loss of many Alliance soldiers. Listen, watch. There may never be another Cipher after this, not if I have anything to do about it. But the Reapers aren't the only threat we will ever face. To Citadel Space and beyond, thank you. Thank you for making us strong, for supporting us. Hell, thank you for doubting us at times. You just made us work harder. If I had it my way, we would have finished this off long ago. Everyone would be calling us nutcases and waste of tax credits. And as she's kind of just laughing and dreaming of the idea that people, legitimate citizens, wouldn't have to deal with the situation that's occurring, you hear from the back, and you see from the back, a Turian woman, or excuse me, Aquarian woman walk up in purple garb, and she is not walking straight. She is pinballing into this living room, holding a drink. And then she goes, Shepard, hurry up! You're missing all the dancing! And she sounds wasted. And after a moment of laughter, she just kind of waves her off, and Tali will walk back to the kitchen, where most of the party is still happening. And you hear, I'll be right there, Tali. There's a moment of sobering silence before she looks once more into the camera. This will be our victory, our achievement. Together, we will stop the Reapers. And this time, will be the damn last time. The scene will cut as we are pulled back into seeing this happening on a fairly large screen. And that is cast over the Citadel. And people are standing and watching for the 2000th anniversary of the end of the Reaper War. Hi, my name is Serenity. You can find me all over the internet as ClickClackSnac, and I will be the navigator for our Mass Effect Mirage series.
Arrow? I think we might have a little bit of technical error with Sparrow. So we'll go to Moz next.
Hi, I am your favorite bourbon. You me? No.
You're kind of like pixelated, like very like a little internet connection error, maybe.
Well, you can skip me then. I'm gonna work on that.
Then that was fine. But yeah, we'll come back to you, Maz.
Hi, I'm Moz, or Mozzarelle, here on Twitch with the 3 L's, but you can find me everywhere at It's Mozzarelle. I'm so excited to play Adrana Sargas today. Was there anything that I missed in the intro that I did not look at? Nope, that's great. I'm going to just popcorn this over to you, Daryl. Just throw that over there.
sure my mic is on. Hello, I am DarrylDorsey. I use he, him pronouns. So does my character, who is Darius Okar. And I'm very excited to be here. I'm not going to say what he can do yet.
Yeah, keep it spicy, keep it a mystery, if you will. Hi y'all, I'm Jade Valkyrie. I use she/they pronouns. I'm one of the founders here on Feywild and Out. So I've been around on this channel just a little bit. And yeah, today I'm playing Nyxeris Varos, who I'm very excited. I love Asaris, I love Mass Effect, so I'm just overall really excited for this entire series. But I will see. Let's see. Sparrow, is your microphone?
Maybe.
Yeah, you sound pretty clear.
Maybe. Okay, well, fingers crossed, knocking on wood. Hello, I am your favorite burb on the interweb, aBlackSparrow. Uh,
No, no.
I also am a founder of Feywild and Out. I'm very
May Sparrow rest in peace. But yes, Sparrow, I'll complete that, if you will. Sparrow is your favorite bird on the internet. He uses he/him pronouns. Content creator, co-founder of Feywild
It
and
was
Out.
totally fine before. Now,
Okay, I got to co-founder of Feywild and Out. I just did your intro for you. Anything else you'd like
Thank
to add
you.
about your character?
I'm just excited to be here.
Hell yeah.
For as long as apparently it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, we'll fingers crossed, and pray to all the internet gods, about just everything that's going on. So I would, for Sparrow's sake, I'll get into our content warnings. So for this actual play, Mass Effect Mirage is set in a science fiction setting based on a mature rated video game, Mass Effect. Please enjoy it responsibly. Content warnings for this episode may include violence, weapons, war, organized crime, sexual content, genocide, and context to the Reapers, with organics, talks of the Genophage, drinking and drug use, political espionage and corruption, racism, and rodents. We encourage you to step away at any point if this content becomes not enjoyable for you. We're keeping each other safe at the table and want you to enjoy safely as well. Please use Command CW, content warning, to review our content warnings at any time. And I will now pass it back on over to Serenity.
Okay, all right. So, like I just stated, the year is 4,187. It has been 2,000 years to the day. Early January per human count. It has been 2,000 years to the day since Shepard had stopped the Reapers. And there have been small hiccups here and there in Citadel space and within the general galaxy, the general area, but there hasn't been anything too overwhelming. It's almost been too calm. And as that too calm seemed uncomfortable to handle, each one of you have been called one way or another to speak to the council. You've all been forewarned. You are not in trouble. But you are all needed to at least speak to, even if this is a rejection. But your certain set of skills are required. I would love to start before things start breaking, and so you get a little bit more time. Sparrow, tell me, who are you, and what does it look like with you either coming to the Citadel or have you been here for a second?
Checking. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I don't know if you can see me, but that's less important at this point. Craxar Worq, playing Craxar, Worq is the name, is in the dock area, sitting on a couple of crates, arms are crossed, surly Krogan look on his face. And it's been about an hour and 15 minutes, roughly, for him to be in this in the docks. He was actually on his way. Informed him that he was needed elsewhere, specifically the Citadel. So he is waiting there for further word from Sizue.
Yeah, you did break up a little bit right there. Everyone, we want this to be just as enjoyable as we possibly can for our first episode. And we all don't want to miss our favorite Krogan's information and story. So we're going to be right back to see what we can do about this. And nothing is he doing?
We're
Mixed in with like, you ain't shit, you never been shit, you never will be shit, in an attempt to overwhelm someone that she can either, just stumble over, like doing mind stuff, because Riot knows that mental things take a lot of foundations before you can actually start influencing other people, but Veronica doesn't know that because she's new to this shit. And I also want her to overreact. So,
Do you want their number?
They're really sweet, but no.
I couldn't tell the vibe. I'm going to be honest.
It's okay. It's
No, you don't.
No.
You don't owe me an explanation.
okay. Maybe we could be friends. That would be. I'll
Honestly-
give you.
Oh, that's I am suddenly very weary. If only there were better answers to my question, I could possibly recall what I know about your missing book. And she like mockingly kind of does the same like
Roll either an intimidation or a deception check.
which
feel
is
like you're-
better. Deception.
Good at both those.
She is good at both of those. That is a 19.
Just splat. Just complete and utter.
I understand. Say
Yeah.
no more.
Perhaps rich things don't sit well with me then.
Is it rich things, or could it be?
You like Rowan?
I think she notices mist in the mirror looking at
Definitely like giving casual little like side eye glances up towards Trips, who's hanging upside down, and it's just there's just so much cleavage. There's so much cleavage.
Lisa, you have like probably one of the best shops around. It's everything's so unique. It's different. It's different, but in a good way.
that's plus 10, right?
Yes.
Or-
Yep.
All right, 23. as well.
21.
27 with disadvantage.
Wow.
You know what?
Hey.
I say nay.
Why'd you roll with disadvantage? Oh, because you're metal. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just-
I'm gonna
Clinkety clink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a flash of genius to add +5 to that.
Did you
So,
need it, or did you just want to
no.
do it right now?
32.
Just want to have your highest
Okay.
stealth you'll ever have on easy.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 17, so I finally get a good stealth.
I'm gonna grab Triple H's like shirt, and I'm gonna pull her down to my face, like real close, and I'm just be like, "Look here, Rogar and Amara have feelings for each other, and I've been trying to get them to talk to each other about it since the festival, and it hasn't freaking happened. And they're finally alone, and I just really want them to talk because I think they'd be really cute, okay?" And then Mist is gonna realize how close they are to Trips, and like look at you in the face and turn a very dark shade of gray, and then let go and like look at their feet.
Nisa, you have like probably one of the best shops around. It's everything's so unique. It's different. It's different, but in a good way.
There's still other people to help too.
Okay, great. We're gonna go help all the people get into the vents. Okay, we're just gonna trust that the second chance that we gave them is going to matter because they care about being free. I'm ready to go now. I'm leaving.
Yeah, let's go. That's plus 10, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, 23.
21.
27 with disadvantage.
Wow.
You know what?
Hey.
I say nay.
Why'd you roll with disadvantage? Oh, because you're metal. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Clinkety clink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a flash of genius to add +5 to that.
Did you
So,
need it, or did you just want to
no.
do it right now?
32.
Just want to have your highest
Okay.
stealth you'll ever have on easy.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 17, so I finally get a good stealth roll. Who?
Back, and we're Dragon Pond.
We're Dragon Pond's body.
if we could just
Pull it back and forth.
Who's Dragon Pond?
Pull Pond's body. Mine. No, mine. No, mine.
Stop fighting over Pond. Fungi smashes the good berry into their face.
Nom nom.
Does fungi have a discernible jaw that opens, or did you smash it into
It does not open. No.
Okay. Okay. That's what I was checking. So
Yeah.
you just kind of
It's
have like
like
a mouth shape.
Bubba berry face, Bubba berry face. Mum, 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 mum.
it's like where
Perhaps rich things don't sit well with me then.
Is it rich things, or could it be?
Yeah, you like Rowan?
Well, if you want to do the honors, I suppose. Like referencing that she was like about to do it herself, but
Oh no, by all means.
no.
Ladies
You asked. Go
first.
ahead. No, you asked. Go ahead.
No, ladies first, and then Miss is gonna bow super deep, like face almost to the mud with their hands gesturing at the head in the dirt. Like, ladies first, and then look
Miss,
up.
Mist, if you don't light it now, I'm going to blast you.
Jesus Christ.
You seem to mention age a lot there. Cosmo, is that something that's important to you?
Well, I think that the better the like value is sort of like associated with how long something lasts, and also how long it lasts, but also how long it's played with, but also like, you know, do you understand?
Do you want their number?
They're really sweet, but no.
I couldn't tell the vibe. I'm going to be honest.
It's okay. I don't. It's
No, you
No.
don't. You don't owe me an explanation.
okay. Maybe we could be friends. That would be. I'll
Honestly-
give you a card.
That's Hippo.
Oh, and not.
Hello, and welcome back to Mass Effect Mirage and the channel Feywild. Now, we've hopefully figured out these technical issues, so I will hand it back on over to Serenity so we can get back into things.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we had a little Krogan layover. That's where we were paused at. So, what's Worq doing?
Oh, Worq of Clan Kraxar is sitting on two large boxes, arms folded, very grumpy looking, and he was on his way out of Citadel space. Essentially, nope. Okay, yep, it's happening again. Yeah, it's happening again, isn't it? I'm not sure why that is.
Why don't you try?
Hold on,
shooting
one.
down
I have one more
voice
thing I
mod?
can try. Hold on. Yeah, maybe that's an issue here.
Hi everyone. I'm about to go from navigator to infiltrator, so I'm gonna beat up Sparrow's like setup.
It's like one of those, well, not all time here. Why?
Does that? Yeah, yeah, very
Fisticuffs.
much so. Does that do anything?
Yeah,
Has that
you-
fixed anything?
I think that
Okay.
you sound at least smoother.
That's wild. If it was voice mod, that was like no. Okay. Well, there goes that plan. Doesn't matter. Worq is a surly Krogan. He's even surlier now that he's been sitting on this box in the docks for about an hour and 15 minutes. And he got his arms folded. He was told by a Solarian friend of his, Dr. Suzue, that he needed to leave the shuttle. He needed to get off at the Citadel and await further instructions, and that's where he's at.
Work absolutely, after what seems like too long, which may not be that long entirely for Croak. You do hear a. Oh, I only see. You do hear a sound from your communicator that does sound like a certain ring from a certain doctor.
It's about damn time.
You answer it?
Can you hear me now? Good. Okay, because send help all the way around. Yes, Worq does answer.
So there is a high-pitched but a little fast-talking voice that is fairly familiar to you. It goes, "Hey, did you get there okay?"
Yes, I got here just fine.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take another technical break. Thanks so much, y'all, for hanging out with us as we figure this stuff out. We're going to hopefully venture on into the Citadel shortly. Until then, enjoy the awesome Citadel Mass Effect lo-fi beats of the stream.
Checks.
Let's see.
There's still other people to help too.
Okay, great. We're gonna go help all the people get into the vents. Okay. We're just gonna trust that the second chance that we gave them is going to matter because they care about being free. I'm ready to go now. I'm leaving.
Let's go.
Well, that's I am certainly very weary. If only there were better answers to my question. their
Hello,
time station.
hello, everybody, and welcome back. We hopefully have text issues. We now have the showcase of the beautiful art that we commissioned for Worq. So we'll be using that in Sparrow's beautiful face and can stead for the meantime. So I will hand it back on over to our lovely navigator, Serenity.
Right. Yes, so we had a Krogan on layover who just had gotten a call from a special doctor. And as you answered, she asked, she was like, "Hello? Did you get there?"
Yes, I got here just fine.
Good. How was the flight?
You know I hate flying.
I know. Well, good thing you don't have to do it again. This is your final stop for now.
What? Hold on, Sizue. What do you mean this is my final stop for now? I
Is
need
your
to get back.
translator broken? This is
No,
your
I need to
final
get.
stop for now.
I need to get back to the colony.
Unfortunately, you have been required to stay. They're inviting you like a guest, but, you know, it's not an invitation, more so a command.
You could almost like hear the just like steam coming off of Worq at this as they kick themselves off of this box, which they had basically just like gotten up on a box that's roughly about like I'd say roughly about like 8.5 feet off the ground. So they did have that kind of energy of like kicking their feet and they just like kick off and just land with a bit of a shake, and they start pacing like an angry man in an airport, just going, "No, I think your translator might be broken because I don't think you heard me when I said that I need to get back to the colony now."
Like I said, you are required to stay there for now.
Sizue, we're gonna have more than words when I see you next.
Well, I hope you get to see me next time. I'm not sure why you're there. They wouldn't tell me.
All right, fair enough. I'm less upset with you now, but still.
You know I wouldn't put you anywhere dangerous on purpose.
Dangerous for me or for them?
For me. For my wallet. For my supplies.
Fair enough. What else did they tell you?
It wasn't a lot. You were simply just needed at the Presidium.
Great, now I have to spend another hour and a half figuring out how to get through this damn citadel.
Oh, I can help you.
I'm sure you would love to, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. You just go up.
The world's biggest sigh comes out of Worq, as he should have seen that answer coming. He literally should have seen it coming, and yet did not. So he stews a little bit more, and then goes, "All right, fine. I'm headed to the Presidium."
And before the call ends, you hear her be a bit more serious. The Solarian on the other side takes a breath and goes, "Now be safe. I don't have to come get you myself and fix you up. There aren't any doctors good enough for you over there. So if you need me, call me."
Right, absolutely.
So ultimately, actually, don't get in trouble. So then you don't call me. Bye. And then she'll hang up.
He knows that Sizue has hung up, and he still says, "Well,
you didn't want me to get in trouble, you shouldn't have sent me in the first place. And he starts heading towards the Presidium.
All right. Yeah. So you're gonna stomp your way there.
Oh yeah, he's mad. So like, bless anybody that gets in his way. Bless anyone that gets in his way on this one.
Ooh, I think most people would outwardly avoid you. I feel like a lot of people, especially the ones that are closer to the ground, like Volus specifically, can feel the tremors of your anger and will make way. Ones that don't quite touch the ground as much, like Hanar, will wait till you're a bit closer before just kind of floating out of the way. And you hear just a
for those of you who don't know what Worq looks like, Worq is about, I'd say a little less shy of 8 feet tall, thick like Rex up top. The opening of the helmet-like area that he has is crisscrossed like an arch with these 2 large bones that look like they were from something that was slightly less mean than Worq, and they're just like fastened in place with these like brown black leather garments, and he's got these kind of squiggly black lines that go from the crest of his like his head over his eyes, and it almost looks like it could either be camouflage or if it's like it would be masking someone's tears. And he manages to take up as much space as possible as he like marches his way towards the Presidium. Otherwise looking like a standard Krogan in a suit, just a little bit bigger than most.
Let's do the first roll of the night. Can you give me what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to roll a perception.
You got it. I almost hit the wrong one. It is an 18, my friend.
Perfect. So all of the first game Citadel, as someone who would be like, the signs are here. Oh God, where do these signs go? I'm lost. There are signs and you see them. However, with your perception, not only of the directions, the fact that you were told to go up, so you try to find where leads to up, and then also watching how the walkways work, you absolutely do find the most straightforward way, which is pushing against a lot of people, but the most straightforward way to an elevator that will get you to the Presidium.
Excellent.
Perfect. You are on your way. Next up, and I have to make sure I'm saying this right, because this is my first time we're saying these characters out loud. Is it Adrana?
Adrana, yes.
Adrana. Okay. What is Adrana?
If on the Citadel there is a less policed ward that they could kind of hang out in, they would be with the closest members of their Merc outfit that they're kind of coming from, because they're kind of leaving this spot to kind of join something else. So they're getting info, hanging out with them. They're just if there are this Merc crew is kind of a blend of people, so this is a great place to hang around, because there are traders, probably like informants, smugglers, anyone like in that group, and we can just like filter out if we need to, and no questions, you know, they won't notice us. And they are wearing what is like the last little thing of Nebula's Edge, which is their Merc outfit, their group's like kind of symbol, and kind of looking at it and just wondering when they'll get to wear it again. They're I can't remember them really quickly. Let me try and find them. They're Solarian. They're like a group. They've been like teasing them, like saying like, yeah, throw it away, things like that. So they've been like ruminating it over their heads, like, I'm not trying to throw it away, things like that. So they kind of like, they're taking it off and they're just walking through the ward. Possibly they're like behind them, also buying stuff, getting information. What Adrana is trying to do is try to just hang around this before they kind of have to leave. It's like that send-off feeling, like we're still here.
Yeah, I definitely think the lower market ward would be where you could do this. It's an area where there's a lot of mostly legal items for sale. And CSEC kind of just leaves this area alone unless there's something they have to take care of. But this is where a lot of like back trading and black market sales can come to fruition. There are nearby warehouses underneath. So this would definitely be the right area for your group. The Krogan of your group, Colic, he's just standing back there looking at this large, almost like grenade launcher of a gun. He just goes, joke, puts it down, and then we'll walk back over to you, kind of almost wiping his hands off of this disgusting piece of machinery he picked up that is not worth his time. Just kind of wiping his hands off of it as he waddles his way back over to you, as he's looking over everything with just this, to most people, terrifyingly large Krogan smile. Then next to you is the Solarian, Vex, who's just saying, no. You want to hand it over to me? Maybe we just sell it. You know, you could use the money here. Just kind of giving you bad time. And then I'd say closer beside you, almost like shoulder to shoulder, back to back, not quite looking you in the eye, is a human engineer, Risa, who has been particularly quiet this whole time while the other two are just enjoying their time on the Citadel. Colic has bought a few things, stolen a few things, stolen more than bought a few things at this point.
Are you not going to stop that?
Risa will look over and go, I didn't see it happen.
If I'm going to leave, you're in charge, you understand? And you can't let Colic just buy, and just does like a little wink, buy for the group now. So once I leave, you gotta keep him in check.
Right. You're not gone yet. So it sounds like it's still your job. You have your path.
Colic, drop it. I mean, actually, don't drop it. Put it down safely. Great.
Don't get to do anything.
And we're trying to keep like a low profile, so fun is measured. Once you all leave, this will be up to you, Risa. Great. And then they like pat Risa on the back, like, get in there, go, and kind of step backwards as like they're watching like their leadership kind of move away, like get
Relinquishing control, kind of. Risa will kind of take a half step forward as she's pushed, before turning back to you. I would like for you to make me an insight check.
a 16.
16. You know this group well enough to know no one is handling this as well as they'd like to. Galik is lashing out by drawing attention to. Vex is just trying to get on your nerves. More so than Risa is dangerously bold. And there's a moment where she just will look back to everyone, then look back to you. And go, do you know when you'll be back? Did they say?
No. But let's just say that until we know, if you need help, you can still call on me.
Yeah, well, I'm in charge. I'm sure I got enough capable hands now. Till you get back.
Yeah. Vex is good at that, even if they hide it behind their jokes. So don't be afraid to lean on them.
And she'll walk closer and just kind of offer a hand to you.
They kind of take them and then like kind of pull them into like a hug, trying to hide it from like Calic and Vex, and we'll say like close to them with all the sounds of like the ward. I meant what I said. If you need help, I will come help.
The hand that's on yours, like now clasped, like pulled kind of into a half, tightens. You go, yeah, I know. Just want to have to. I don't want to have to call on you, Hotshot. You can take care of yourself. I'm normally the one coming to help you.
With that, they kind of let go, give them like a wink, and they've been carrying like their like bags and this long, what looks to be like just half their almost half their height. It's strapped around their back and kind of put together so it doesn't look too conspicuous. And they get everything situated, and they kind of let go from Risa, nod over to Vex, and like they take their like badge off, and they say, "Alec, don't sell this. Just keep it safe for me, okay?"
Vex will grab it first, and then just kind of jokingly, like put it into a bag and just kind of stick it into a pocket here, on his chest. And he's like, "Nah, it'll be worth more money, and you're famous, so we'll keep it." And then Colic will just go, "I gotta have a keepsake to keep you by. I'm not gonna sell that." And he'll walk over and just crushing hug. A Krogan crushing hug. Actually, can you make me a con check?
It's a 12.
Yeah, there's popping. There's some good popping. There's some bad popping.
Okay, it's good. That's good. That's good, Kelly. Okay. Come on.
He'll drop
Okay.
you, situate you, almost like his big Krogan hands kind of like readjust you. I'll like make sure your stuff looks fine. And then he'll go kind of not a hard punch, but enough to make you knock back a step and go, give him hell, kid.
um, will do, Calic. Will do. And they internally think like if like more Krogans are good, they're gonna meet more Krogans or not who act like Calic. They're like, I hope just and they keep like put their face together, they turn around, give them a nod, pick up their bags, and let them continue shopping around as they like start moving forward.
Can you go ahead and make me I'd say a perception would also be a good check to try to get yourself there, or actually give me your passive perception, and I'll see if that's
Passive perception is 17.
Oh, perfect. That's more than enough. You have a good natural sense of direction. I feel like you've been to the Citadel enough times that you kind of have an idea. The Presidium is new. Presidium is going to be very new to you, but it's fairly simple. You know what's up. So you get yourself to an elevator. And there is a lot of news and a lot of talking. But you start heading up to the Presidium. Now, let's go ahead and with our next one, let's go with Darius.
Yes.
Hello. What is Darius up to?
Well, about 2,000 years ago, there was a ramen noodle shop called Stand in the Zakira Ward. Is there still a ramen noodle shop there?
It is not the one in the same.
Yeah.
However, ramen has been one of those foods in the Citadel that the humans have done well and has stayed through and through. So there is another one. But it's just called noodles, but in this very like fancy, overly fancy, like
Mhm.
font.
Yes, like for non-humans, it's just like, what is that? And for us, we're just like, oh yeah, that's the place we've been looking for. Uh, Darius is taking his three siblings out for ramen at the moment. He's already done the whole. I've met both sets of parents that I grew up with, and now I have to catch up with the siblings, two of which are going to outlive me by so much time. Something that he tries not to think about because he still needs to lord over that he's the oldest for now. So sorry, go ahead.
I'll say, can you just give us a little explanation of who's going with you?
It is all three. So Sani, Lynn, and Zeke. My two Asari sisters and my brother, my human brother. Darius is a child of divorce. It was amicable. I did not have to write any of this, but I did. It was an amicable divorce. Both both groups are still friends. They go on like couple retreats together. It is completely fine. And he has like three siblings. He has his mother married an Asari, his father married another human, and so he has a brother from his father's side, and two sisters from his mother's side.
Yay, two space Christmases!
It's one. It's one. They
One really
consolidated this.
big.
It is one very big Christmas. His parents did very well being doctors.
I love that. So you take everyone. Zeke is fairly younger than
He's
the.
20. He's 21.
He's a
I'm
babe.
15. Yeah, I'm 15 years older than he is.
He's a babe.
I'm 8 years older than the twins, Sonny and Lynn. They are both 28, which is still incredibly young for a sorry.
Yes. So I would say it's a very quintessential. Uh, it's a stand where you would sit at the front,
Mm,
and you would be able to eat there. This noodle stand actually does include more than just ramen noodles. It is all human types of noodles.
mhm.
As there's quite a few aliens that just go, let's just get this all in one place. Here's where all the long human food can be that you put into a bowl, and we'll get it there.
Mhm.
And there is a human running the stand. It's an older man, black kind of shaggy hair, and it seems like he's been doing this for a long while. Um, I imagine you have a noodles and
Sorry.
no, I love that. I'm like, wait, Space Noodles and Co. Uh, I imagine you have your normal order, and I imagine all of your siblings would have their normal orders as well. Your siblings live on the Citadel, so it's. I don't think it would be unfair for, especially your siblings, to just have their meal set in front of them. And yours might
Mhm.
take a couple minutes longer, um, but I imagine this is something that you would eat semi often when you come visit home.
Yes, they know they know me. I want chicken and broccoli ramen with a beer. They know that's what I'm going to get every single time.
I I love that. I feel like as you're walking up, the beer is the first thing that they clock.
Oh yeah.
And it's not a tap. It's not that fancy, but they just like pop a cap off of your bottle, put it in front of you, and start making your food. Um, the twins, Sonny and Lynn, are talking to you more than they're eating. Especially Sonny, who is sitting like this, just looking at you, going, "So, what's your assignment? What are you here for? Tell me everything."
When have I ever told you everything?
Now,
The information I have is that I genuinely don't know what I'm being called for.
well, that's no fun. And Sonny will sit back, and then Lynn will
That's
kind
the
of have.
most fun. That is the most fun. I don't know that's true adventure, not no, the unknown. You're young. He just
But
takes a
I.
sip.
But if you get stuck and you don't come back, how am I supposed to know what you're doing? I mean, then I'm not going to know, and then I'm going to have to wait for an email, a letter, a call. Ridiculous.
uh, a a call is ridiculous. A call is ridiculous. Email is ridiculous. Really, that we live
Better
in.
person.
We have been in an age of technology for so long now. Like it keeps advancing.
I know, but I'm all about that face to face. Oh, maybe a hologram. That's close enough. And then Lynn, who has like a half mouthful of ramen, which I think she would mimic yours. I think she gets the same thing of broccoli and chicken, but doesn't get a beer. But she'll
You
have
read my mind. You read my mind in that one of the twins very much mimics me. I didn't message you that, but I was going to say one of the twins was the ones that is like one's exactly like me, and I'm just like, don't do that.
too bad. She's eating, and she's like, "To be fair," and there's just this really hard swallow. And she'll sit forward and point at you with a pair of chopsticks and go, "It's not like you tell us much of anything anyway. You're too busy. You're a hotshot."
I am retired. I don't know what you're talking about.
Zeke, all the way in the corner, goes, "Yeah, we're tired. Yeah, you're going over there and doing something for the council. Sounds like to me you're tired of being retired." And then he'll just kind of look to Sonny and go, "Huh? Huh?" And then she'll just go,
Oh, you have our father's sense of humor, I see. Good luck to you. In
"Wish
your
I didn't
future
get his
endeavor.
nose."
Okay, unnecessary. Unnecessary provocation. I'm gonna remember that. And next time we take a family trip to Earth, I'm gonna prank you very badly. Wait, I'm 36. What the fuck am I talking? No, I'm still gonna prank you.
At this point, your communicator is going to go off, Darius. And you have a message from a certain specter that's asking very nicely, "Where the hell are you?"
Is it a message or is this a call?
It's just like a blip of like an email or a message. It's written.
Never patient. Is it? Which specter is it?
It's Dread.
Okay, that explains it. Okay. Oh, that man was never patient. All right. Well, I've told you as much as I can, which is absolutely nothing. And if anyone ever asks me, did I tell my siblings anything, I will very much say the same thing, and you will all go to jail for possibly treason. Enjoy the rest of your meals. Yes, that's right, treason. So shut up. He looks at Sonny. Shut up.
Hey, I
Don't
can
go
be easily
digging.
bought if you want to pay for our meal.
I was, well, I was already going to do that, but if that gets you there, okay. I spend the credits on it.
Yeah, your credit shit goes through real fast. And you just hear like a very quintessential to the Japanese-esque ramen shop that also sells other noodles. You hear an arigato, but like very unenthused, like this is the line I was given to say. He just kind of waves and like says goodbye to you and starts cleaning up your stuff.
This is basically like sorry, people are yelling in the background. This is basically like Cold Stone Creamery. when they get tipped. That's the equivalent. They just have to yell out arigato whenever they get money. Yeah, he pays it. He made sure to finish his meal before, like while he was talking. He eats like, if anyone's ever seen Major Payne, like that's how he eats. He covers his face so it's still somewhat proper, but he eats very fast because he's used to like possibly not being able to finish the meal from this time in the Alliance military. So he eats that, and just when he pays for it, he just picks up the beer and goes, "All right, y'all can find yourselves back home. I have a meeting to get to."
And you get your goodbyes from everyone, and then you begin to hear very heavy slurping, and then Sonny go, "Lynn, oh my, slow down, you're gonna choke."
You hear before he walks away, "Lynn, stop copying me. You're not ready for that yet. You're not at that level. I'll teach you another time. For now, eat like a normal Asari."
And you get the most firm goodbye from your brother Zeke, who will just kind of like lock eyes with you. Like the other two are more like waving, a bit more like jovial. Even in their like, of course, their age of Asari, they're a bit younger. But Zeke, is a bit more mature. And will look to you and just lock eyes and give you a hand signal. and it almost like a look of, you know what? Why don't you roll me an insight to see what he says to you? Thanks for
Okay,
the
I'll
raid,
roll it.
everyone.
Ah, thank
I'll roll
you.
it.
We're on the Citadel.
You're rolling for sibling insight.
Insight. It's one of the things I have expertise in. I'll roll it on the site. That is a 21.
Oh, yeah. You can read him fairly well. I was gonna say he's not difficult for you to read. He's normally kind of like straight faced, but you being kind of similar in a suit, you understand. He essentially gives you a be careful. I'll look out for them. Come back safe. Just that all rolled into one look weighs you off.
I give him a fist bump, and then I lean in and was like, "The prank is gonna be unforgettable," and I just walk away.
And
just
then
grumbling, "Daddy's nose."
I would love for you to tell me your passive perception to see if
17.
you can. You're good. You're good. You used to live here. You're fine. You've been to the Presidium. You looked. There's nothing exciting there to do. You've been there for some alliance like awards, but nothing intense. But it's been there. It's nothing exciting for you.
It's not Omega.
It's not Omega.
It's not Omega.
Boring as
Like
hell.
there would have been if I was getting noodles on Omega, there would have been a shootout probably, which is probably best because I was with the children. But still.
Right. So you make your way up. Now, Nyx, what are you up to?
I'd imagine that Nyx right now, she lives at the Citadel most of the time when she's not on missions around in the area. I would say that Nyx is a rare time off from either jobs that she's doing, and she's doing a little bit of shopping. Going to get some supplies for everyone at the Aurora, kind of like those like, hey, I'm going to the store, do you need anything? And then it just kind of like after every single person at Aurora kept on adding it, now it's like a whole thing, you know, because there's always any types of cosmetics or food, just anything in general. So yeah, I think Nyx is probably already done the like the small things, but now like the big group, like gotta get a lot at one store. That's what she's on right now.
Yeah, the coffee runs, I imagine, at Aurora are insane. Yeah, so you've gotten yourself a couple of nice things, and now the big things are, I imagine instead of like just a large like coffee run, there are these bottled caffeine type juices that are really popular with Hannah. And they taste good. They taste fine. They're not like extremely like sugary or sweet, but they're kind of bubbly and almost fizzy, like pop rocks. Like they kind of pop on your tongue. However, the big tagline is that it makes you float. So the girls have all started a fad of drinking this and going, oh, I feel lighter. And almost like a diet soda excuse. And it keeps her energy up. So that's probably the big fad, which you can buy in bulk, luckily enough, with the flavors. You did hear there was a new flavor that was coming out. Now, Elcor berry, you're not sure what it's going to taste like, but a couple of the girls like, we have to try it. We have to try it once. I would love as you're walking around this larger market, it's not quite like just a store, but it's a multi line or multi walkthrough stand with just like snacks and drinks and food. I would like for you to tell me what your passive perception is.
Oh, passive perception is... Where is it on this type of... Oh, it's just at the top. 14.
That feeling's coming. The one where it's almost like the eyes are directly on the middle of your back. And it's burning. But when you turn around to look, as always,
That's odd. Ugh. And kind of see Nyx, or I guess I could just go ahead and describe her. Nyx is like, say 5'6", maybe, Asari, kind of a warmer tone purple in a way. Kind of, say, muscular, but also still has like a layer of, if you would call it fat on Asari, fat to cover up her mostly curvaceous body. And right now, since she's off of many different tasks of just running errands, is in the mostly black with pops of gold, athleisure kind of attire. Whenever an Asari would wear, not Lululemon, what's the new one? Aloe Yoga? Like Asari Aloe Yoga.
no, I love that. Next, when you turn back around, you see someone that is fairly familiar. A good familiar. You see Tyrion, who is just standing, not insanely close by. But I forgot their gender. Is
Anything.
cool. Let's just go with whatever. Let's roll a little dice. Roll for gender. Yeah, for gender.
This is the second time in a row at an actual play that I've caused people to have to roll for gender.
I love that. I really like it actually. It's any y'all, so we could do whatever we want. He's standing back against the wall, this Turian. I wouldn't say much larger than others, but I'd say broader, at least. With a very scary facial expression. One that you know is one that they're posing, that they've worked hard on. And it's like she's watching you from far away as you're running your errands, but it's not getting too close to you to make it too overwhelming. Probably about like a stand away at a pillar, just standing with arms crossed, watching the general direction, but not directly at
you. And as Nyx is going through what now I imagine to be the kind of like just general, like kind of like when you're on your way out of like some of those twisty, windy stores and they start selling you all these tiny things while you're waiting in line to check out. That's kind of like that area of this shopping section of the Citadel. And I don't really need this, but oh man, do I want it? Oh, okay. If I buy this, then I just won't get extra toppings on the pizza. Okay. And as she's kind of heading out and looking back at Tyrion, kind of be like, are you gonna pay for this or not? Not gonna pay for this? Okay. At the end with a mug that says Citadel's best dad. All right. I mean, everyone calls me daddy anyways. Might as well. And that's about it. So, do you want to help me go take this back to the Aurora, or am I just gonna have to carry all of this by myself? I'm just a poor sorry that can't pick up anything. And she's kind of like being like, "Are you gonna stop me?" And no, yes.
Once you two clock each other, it's
Mhm.
fairly obvious. And as you put on your "oh no, poor me, what's a poor sorry to do" act, there's just a moment where he rolls his eyes, pushes off the pillar, and will walk over to you, stand beside you, and then go, "So,
It clipped a little bit.
did I?"
Yeah, just did like a tiny, like it cut. I think like crisp or something may have cut you off a little bit.
Okay. Fine, I'll help, but only because you're leaving. And they will grab all the bags except for one very small one that you are responsible for.
Amazing. Nixeris would kind of do a little flourish. Kind of like a more ridiculous version of sorry, like courteous bows and take the small bag gingerly.
Leading you through, Tyrion walks beside you and is quiet for a moment before beginning the conversation that looks like they are kind of dying to have with you. But will not turn towards you. Will keep their eyes front. But they're very obviously talking. So they finally tell you why you're going?
No, they have it very vague. A bunch of, oh, it'll be really important. A new purpose, but nothing actually of substance.
I don't think you need it. You could always just say no.
I feel like I've run into kind of wall, and I'm not sure if I'll find it here, find it whole nother galaxy. I don't know, but I'll at least hear him out, and honestly, if it pays well enough, I'll be back here before you know it.
You're always good at getting yourself in and out of trouble, but you are very good at getting yourself into trouble.
When I applied for that one shopkeep position, they asked me about special skills, and you know what? I should have put that down there.
In/out of trouble?
Probably would have strategically left out in. But I don't know. I feel like getting out of trouble, Citadel, go into that one corner that I don't even know how many times that's been robbed. I think that would be a good A+. By whatever resume scanners they got nowadays.
I feel like you'd be able to get a job in Omega like
that. For sure.
You know, the madam's gonna have my head. Rena's gonna have my fucking head if you don't come back.
You know, should probably at this point just record like a hollow or something that's soothing Rena specials. Aurora's doing great. Nyx is still alive. If Nyx is dead, then why don't you go ahead and start saving up for some type of weird science experiment? I don't know. Gotten very particular lately, even for me, so I know that elsewhere it's gonna be even worse. So I know that this body's gonna be for a lot more people now.
You gonna be okay?
I think so. Whether or not it's gonna be worth it, that's gonna be a big one. And I'll miss y'all. Whatever y'all found. I will miss you all very much.
Good. You better not forget about us. If you need me, just a call away.
Mm. It's always so lovely to hear that. Appreciate it. You know, for everything and recommendations. Those have been nice.
You're doing the work yourself. I'm just finding positions for you. Oh god, I made myself sound like a pimp. You know, scratch all of that. And that's the first time. That's the first time that she'll look at you and go, oh, scratch all that. And then we'll look back forward.
I choose those myself. I think it's you know, pretty standard. It's only fair, you know. I think this time they'll like, you know, make me a specter or something. That'd be really funny.
You? You a specter.
I don't know. I feel like been I mean, if they're approaching me, that makes me important, doesn't it? Like, you know, important.
Either important or a pain in the ass.
Why not both?
An important pain in the ass. You should get that on a mug instead of best dad next time.
I figured that I could, like, you know, draw on it a little bit, zhuzh it up. You know, I like all of my warm herbal beverages in the morning. These things are, I don't know how I feel about them yet. Might take a minute for it to kick in for me, but limited edition, pretty cool.
It's just a fad. You know, the people there are just really excited. Try something new. I think that that's a limited run, because it's gonna taste like shit.
Guess it's new shit. Ugh. But they would not be able to sell a drink that's flavored like new shit. So maybe you have a point.
Elcor berry. There's only so much I can think of other than just drinking it and going, interesting. And then, I don't know, explain my feelings. Look, it just doesn't sound good. It sounds like it's all marketing. And at this point, you two have pretty much made it back.
Yeah.
As you're talking about the bullshit of marketing in beverages nowadays. And as you walk back in, the people who are not actively working at this moment will come help Tyrion with bags, who he first admittedly goes no and tries to pull them back, and then the horde of your family, essentially, will take everything and run it to the back and hand out drinks, thanking you along the way, of course, and some people coming, giving you hugs, knowing you're leaving, not sure why, but knowing you're not going to be back. And as the brothel floor kind of opens, you see a very familiar woman in the background. An older Asari woman, absolutely gorgeous, who is just has her arms crossed, very regal, almost like she's posed for a picture without trying. And she'll just
You know, I tried and they were just so out of that one lipstick. They couldn't find it anywhere. It was just so tragic. And, you know, if you smiled at your favorite employee, then maybe she could use her powerful biotics to conjure up another lipstick.
You're more than just my favorite employee. And I'm telling you to get over it. But she'll smile at you and just kind of nod you.
Okay. And you'll see just like the very tiniest use of biotics of just a floating tube of lipstick right in front of Serena as she goes to where she's supposed to go. Begrudgingly dropping stuff off to different people on the way. Kind of like taking it with her to help Tyrion out just a little bit.
It's a very specific color. It's her favorite. It's the only thing she wears. But she'll take it. And as you two are walking, she will put her hands behind her back as you two just make it across the floor. As per normal in the Aurora, there are sections that are closed off, and there are sections that are more open for less intimate moments. So you see plenty of regulars that are just sitting, drinking drinks, waving hello to you. Some of them a much more like composed hello to Nyx, one of the most popular people, the Aurora. Other people who see you and are like, they can't quite afford you, but they can look as you go past. And you hear the excitement about trying the new Elcor berry drink, and a couple of the girls going, "Oh, let's have him try it," and then you hear a stark yuck as the door closes to the madam's quarters, which is a little up the stairs behind where most of the front room is. Her office is fairly comfortable, large, plush. There is a desk that is there, but it mainly seems to be there to hold gifts and items that she's procured over the years. And as the door closes, she'll turn back to you, looking slightly down as she's taller than you, and go, "So were you going to leave without saying goodbye?"
I mean, at this point, I just thought you knew. Now I'm even more enticed. Is that wrong to say? If it's something that you didn't know, that I knew, and they went directly to me, not through you. I think that's pretty cool.
Cool is a word you could use. My vote would be peculiar. Unsure, confusing. I don't trust it, but I trust you.
Always.
Are you sure you want to?
I'm sure if I want to. I mean, I told Tyrion this, but it just feels like here, no matter what people I talk to, what random mercenary trials I go through, small missions, it's like I'm hitting a wall, and if that wall is here, then I guess that's here.
Her hands will come up, and with your permission, she would like to just hold your cheeks and look over you. She looks over you, wipe off a little. You keep getting yourself into dangerous situations, and I know you can handle yourself. But Nyx, Ceres, please, for the goddess, please be.
I definitely will try my best to be safe. I mean, you just don't know what kind of idiots are going to be on my team, and then after that, we'll see what exactly. I mean, what if we are all overthinking this and this is just some fancy party behind closed doors? I don't know. But I'll promise to be okay.
It's fairly possible. The counselor, the call Jannar, she's close with me. I know she won't put you into a bad spot on purpose, but the rule of the council is far more than her own good measure. So I just don't know what you're quite coming up against. And I worry.
I'll see what I can do to keep you updated.
She'll take another moment, look at you, then pull you close and press a very soft, motherly kiss to your forehead before pulling back, going, and you're probably late, so I'll let you go, but you know where home is.
Always. Plus, I think that maybe some of this mission will go to all of those drinks.
You know you don't have.
It feels right. It feels normal, and everyone is saying, "Oh, I'm sending my part of the cut to my wife, my kids, my sisters, cousins, brothers, mother's second child." I don't know. Least I can do.
You are too sweet. You are too good. And you are bad with money.
I see something and I really like it, and then it just gotta have it,
Everyone has their faults. Yours are vases and credits.
I mean, if at one time got the vase, and if I did not spend money on that vase, then that vase wouldn't have been put to the test, and we wouldn't be in this situation. If I choose expensive vases, then they don't get broken when I have to smash them into people's faces.
I can't tell you just not to smash a vase into someone's face, but you go be free. Spread your wings. Come home, visit. For the love of the goddess, be safe.
Safe as I ever can be.
And she will turn around to go look out her window that has a beautiful view of the courtyard of the Citadel. But you can see from the way her hands are flexing. I won't even make you roll on this one. You can see from the way her hands are flexing. She's not coping well with the idea of you going to the City.
And Nyx will do something that she hasn't done in a minute, with Serena, and kind of like more like almost childlike gesture, put her head on Serena's like shoulder on the side. It'll all be all right. And just think about all the potential emails and just overall visits to the establishment where they know that Nyxeris Varos of Aurora, the diamond of the Aurora, whatever, we'll put that in that asterisk. I think there are other far better stones out there, but humans love diamonds for some reason.
They do. They love diamonds.
Saves, I don't know, like a colony, planet, a system. I'll do you proud.
Her hand will come up to your cheek and just give it a very soft pat and go, you know that's not what I'm worried about. But, and her head will go onto yours. To go, thank you. Now go before the counselor yells at me too.
Bye. And she'll do like a little salute and going on over. She's already had like a bag packed at the door, so it's just like boo 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 out.
What's your passive perception again?
14.
14. With you living at the Citadel, I would say that's enough to at least get you to the Presidium. If not, maybe a little later than everyone else. There's just a moment of, window shopping on the way. It's just eye-catching things.
1000%.
But while everyone heads to the Presidium, let's take an itty-bitty little break. We've had a couple, so we'll just take a little one just to go get some water. And then we'll be back where everyone's meeting. So
either, just stumble over, like, doing mind stuff, because Riot knows that mental things take a lot of foundations before you can actually start influencing other people, but Veronica doesn't know that because she's new to this shit. And I also want her to overreact, so,
Oh, that's, I am suddenly very weary. If only there were better answers to my question, I could possibly recall what I know about your missing book. And she, like, mockingly kind of does the same, like...
Roll either an intimidation or a deception check.
Which is
feel like you're
better? Deception.
Good at both of those.
She is good at both of those. That is a 19.
Just splat. Just complete and utter.
I understand. Say no
Yeah.
more. Who?
back, and we're Dragon Pond.
We're Dragon Pond's body.
if we could just
pull it back and forth.
Who's Dragon Pond?
Mine. No, mine. No, mine.
Stop fighting over pond.
Oh.
Nisa, you have like probably one of the best shops around. It's everything's so unique. It's different. It's different, but in a good way.
That's plus 10, right?
Yes.
Or-
Yep.
All right, 23.
21.
27 with disadvantage.
Wow.
You know what?
Hey.
I say nay.
Why'd you roll with disadvantage? Oh, because you're metal. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Clinkety clink.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a flash of genius to add +5 to that.
Did you
So,
need it, or did you just want to
no.
do it right now?
32.
Just want to have your highest
Okay.
self you'll ever have on easy.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 17, so I finally get a good stealth roll. About that time, you hear a loud crash from the room that Darius is in.
Nothing?
Nothing. And Rowan's gonna walk towards whatever that noise was.
Yeah.
Darius is quickly like picking things up and putting them into his arms, and he kind of like wheels around and looks at you.
Holding muffins, also looking at you.
Fungi smashes the good berry into their face.
Nom nom. Nom nom.
Does fungi have a discernible jaw that opens, or did you smash it into
It does
a-
not open. No.
Okay. Okay. That's what I was checking.
Yeah.
So you just gotta
It's
have like,
like-
a mouth shape.
Bubba berry face, Bubba berry face. Mom.
It's like
Ugh.
where
do you want their number?
They're really sweet, but no.
I couldn't tell the vibe. I'm going to be honest.
It's okay. I don't. I'm not. It's.
No, you
No.
don't. You don't owe me an explanation.
Okay. Maybe we could be friends. That would be. I'll
Honestly-
give you.
You seem to mention age a lot there, Cosmo. Is that something that's important to you?
Well, I think that the better the value is sort of associated with how long something lasts, and also how long it lasts, but also how long it's played with, but also do you understand?
So
if
what?
you have mushrooms already,
Could
then
have
that
just
kind of
hit
defeats the purpose.
everyone but fungi, but you know.
I was
Who am I
trying to
picking
be like, not obvious, but thanks. I guess.
I mean, by trying not to be, you were incredibly obvious.
Incredibly, I don't even know you all, and that I knew exactly who you were talking about before you even got to like the 7th letter in your sentence. So, yeah.
Amara just looks down and eyes and her ears droop.
I think she notices mist in the mirror looking at her.
Definitely
Ooh.
like giving casual little like side eye glances up towards Trips, who's hanging upside down, and it's just there's just so much cleavage. There's so much cleavage.
Perhaps rich things don't sit well with me then.
Is it rich things, or could it be?
Yeah, you like Rowan?
He goes, that's right, that's what's gonna get you on the football team. Now 1 second, I want a word with the love of my life.
Yes, sweetie. My rotten peach, my spoiled apple. What?
My fermented egg.
You can look around and you guys see perception checks is what you see.
I see so many perception
Jen.
checks.
I see perception checks.
Let's see.
Do I look like someone who trusts easily?
No, you don't. And that's fair. I respect that, honestly. And this is no disrespect because he's very sweet, but Rogar's kind of dumb.
Well, darling.
Mixing with like, you ain't shit, you never been shit, you never will be shit, in an attempt to overwhelm someone that she can either, just stumble over, like doing mind stuff, because Riot knows that mental things take a lot of foundations before you can actually start influencing other people, but Veronica doesn't know that because she's new to this shit. And I also want her to overreact. So,
Well, if you want to do the honors, I suppose. Like, referencing that she was, like, about to do it herself, but...
Oh no, by all means.
No, you
Ladies
asked. Go
first.
ahead. No, you asked. Go ahead.
No, ladies for, and then Miss is gonna bow super deep, like face almost to the mud, with their hands gesturing at the head in the dirt. Like, ladies first, and then look up.
Mist, if you don't light it now, I'm going to blast you.
Jesus Christ.
That's Hippo.
Oh, a non-naturally occurring hippopotamus in a crazy funhouse that we entered after we were attacked by a zombie monkey and a crone who happened to grow and morph and almost disemboweled two of you, looking very pointedly at Amara and Rogar. Who would have guessed that? I wonder, huh?
I'm gonna grab Triple H's like shirt, and I'm gonna pull her down to my face, like real close, and I'm just gonna be like, "Look here, Rogar and Amara have feelings for each other, and I've been trying to get them to talk to each other about it since the festival, and it hasn't freaking happened. And they're finally alone, and I just really want them to talk because I think they'd be really cute, okay?" And then Mist is gonna realize how close they are to Trips, and like look at you in the face and turn a very dark shade of gray, and then let go and like look at their feet.
There's still other people to help too.
Okay, great. We're gonna go help all the people get into the vents. Okay, we're just gonna trust that the second chance that we gave them is going to matter because they care about being free. I'm ready to go now. I'm leaving.
Yeah, let's go.
I think she notices mist in the mirror looking at her.
Definitely like giving casual little like side eye glances up towards Trips, who's hanging upside down, and it's just there's just so much cleavage. There's so much cleavage.
Do you want their number?
They're really sweet, but no.
I couldn't tell the vibe. I'm going to be honest.
It's okay. I don't. They're. I'm not. I'm a. It's.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't. You don't owe me an explanation.
Okay. Maybe we could be friends. That would be. I'll
Honestly,
give you.
Hello and welcome back to Feywild and Out. This is the first episode of Mass Effect Mirage, Mass Effect D&D 5e story of awesome proportions, like several years after Commander Shepard saved the freaking universe. So I will pass it on over to our navigator, our GM for the evening, Serenity.
all right, we are back. So everyone has made their way to the Citadel, or in the Citadel, to the Presidium. Now individually, I'm going to say you all come up against the same situation. You walk up to the Presidium, which is this huge, glorious, beautiful cityscape of but it reeks of politics is the hard part. It's beautiful to look at, but you could just sense that it's just heavy here, and heavy topics are talked about. But there are, of course, still these wonderful little guys, very round, with a couple of legs. They seem to be working on something. And you all know those as keepers. So that is I'd say the nicest part of coming up here is seeing the keepers do their work. At this point, the keepers have their own keepers, as in someone who is wearing a vest, who is standing by the keeper with their hands behind their back, and in a resting pose, to make sure they are not bothered. You all pass that. You pass many politicians talking to one another, and you get to the point where you see where the council would be sitting. At this point, you would all know that there are 5 spots in the council now. There is, of course, Asari, Turian, Solarian, there is human, and fairly recently, about 1,000 years ago, they added Krogan. You see the spots, but no one's standing there. And as you walk up to where you should be expected, you see for some of you, for one of you particularly, a fairly familiar face, which is going to be the Spectre, the Asari Spectre, named Zemexine Jannar, but they just go by X. Standing beside, for the first person, we would say, which I think would be Darius. Darius would come up the quickest, I think, from knowing the Citadel. You see Dread standing beside her. Now, to explain what these 2 specters look like. Dread is a man who has this warm chestnut skin, completely bald head, and a fairly large untouched scar. Like, nothing has been done to heal it. Nothing has been done to try to stop it. But it is going diagonal from his right eye all the way down his lips. It seems to be old and healed, but not well healed. And these very lovely hazel eyes, which are kind of unmatching with his very stoic and hardened look. And he is standing at parade rest, next to the Asari, and he's leaned over whispering something in her ear at his parade rest. X is a more masculine Asari who is standing in a similar, not quite parade rest, but in more attention, very almost militaristic. They have steel blue skin, and this war paint over their face that is this not quite glowing but brighter blue. They look very androgynous, and their chest seems to be bound under their leather. And Darius, as you walk up, you know X. You know X fairly well. Dread fairly often would make stops to meet with X. And when specters can work together, the two typically did work together. And you see him whispering something into their ear. X makes eye contact with you first, before just smacking very lightly Dread onto the arm, who will then turn to look at you.
Could I make out any of what was being whispered?
Ooh, do you have any
Spicy.
feats to add to it, or do you just want to do? Let me see. I feel like insight's probably the best, but I don't know if you
Okay.
have any feats that allow for lip reading.
I mean, I have a +7 to insight. That's
Okay,
just
just
about
roll
it.
Just roll it.
That's a dirty 20.
Good thing it's dirty. Because the words that seem to be coming out, I am not going to exactly repeat them. However,
You can
they
you can
are
DM it to me.
okay. I'll DM it later. It's fairly flirtatious. It's speaking about after the meeting. He has about 2 hours before he's set to leave.
Okay.
Um,
And as he's walking up, and I'll do this now because I didn't get to it, I will describe what Darius looks like. Darius is about 6'3". He is also, I would say, is Dread African American? Is he a black man?
at this point, he's more like mixed.
Mixed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would say Darius is a African American black man. He has a dread undercut, so just up top he has dreads, which are, you don't know where the dye starts and ends. You don't know if his hair is actually white and he only dyes his roots, or if his hair is actually black and he dyes the rest of his dreads. Like, it is seamless and you don't know which part, and that's almost a part of it. He also he has hazel brown eyes, which are a little bit different from dreads, but all my characters have my eye color. No matter what, I'll sneak it in there. So he has hazel brown eyes, and he's built like a heavyweight boxer, but like the heavyweight division for boxing starts at 201 pounds. So he's not on the far end of the spectrum. He just he's in the heavyweight division, like in Creed was the heavyweight division, where it's just like, yeah, they're muscular, but they're not super gigantic, huge guys. So he looks like he's just like an in shape dude. He has this black, red, white, and gray coat that goes down to right above the backs of his knees, because every spacefaring person, adventurer, needs a cool coat. And the collar is big enough that he doesn't have to flip it. It stays that way on its own, almost like he bought it and had it designed that way. And he just kind of, and everything else is variations of, he has a gray and red shirt, and black boots, black pants. He looks like the cool mercenary dude that you would meet on an Omega or a Cantina in any other, like in all space westerns type deals. He looks like the cool person that you would just see in a bar, that maybe he'll join your group, maybe he won't, but we don't know. Maybe he's a cameo. And he just kind of walks up to both of them and goes, know I can hear you, right? So everyone can hear you.
X doesn't do anything. They don't seem to be bothered. They don't seem to be put off. They just look at you and go, let him hear. Dread, on the other side, looks at you, stands like straight at attention, and then goes, "You're late, Okar."
I'm looking dead at Dread, but I put a hand up for X to like do one of those. Just like I don't even like without even looking at. As soon as he goes, let him hear. Just go. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, and she's fully into it. And gives Dread, Halion, a look that I will, because this is a look you've seen before. I'm going to say the whole squad, when you were on his team, blatantly, you all knew they fucked. Like, that's not a surprise.
Yes.
However, she is not emotionally attached.
Mm-hmm.
He, however, is fairly emotionally attached.
He's detached everywhere else but this. That's why it's so obvious, because he's so. He should have been like in another life. He was a Turian, and that shit carried over because Turians are known for having. I put this in the chat. They're known for having sticks up their asses, and he has one, except for when it comes to this.
But she'll just do that, and she goes, "You two should get in there. I'll make sure everyone gets in there just in time."
Oh, so am I the first to arrive?
Surprise.
And I'm the late one. Come on, Dread.
Dread will walk with you. And his hands are at his back as he walks and goes, "Just because you're early doesn't mean that you are all not."
Not all of us have that gigantic stump up their ass, Dread.
If that made you better at time, I'd help you myself. And he's going to, rather than going up, because typically, there is a platform where you would go speak to the council and you would walk up. He's not taking you up. He is taking you to one of the side rooms. But rather than the rooms themselves, he dips down to the right. Down to a set of stairs that don't seem to be commonly used. The lights there are not dark, but they are dim, as not to draw attention to themselves.
Just because it's Dread, and he enjoys the moments of levity that he can get out of him. He goes, if you're gonna try and kill me, you have to tell me, right? That's the rules for when we've worked together this many times.
I'm not in CSEC anymore. I don't have to tell you shit. And he just kind of will give you a pat on the back as he kind of welcomes you into a room, which I'll get to explaining in a moment. Next up, I am going to roll a d6. We're gonna go, because I think Nyx is plausible to be next. I'm gonna go 1 and 2. Adrana, I'm gonna go 3, 4. And Worq, we're gonna go 5 and 6. Surprisingly, the Krogan is the one who's next. So Worq, you come up to the Presidium, and it is so pretentious. It is so full of itself. There are just plants that don't need to be where they are. It is. People put money where they didn't need to put money. And it's frilly. There are too many people, and it's a lot of politics and hush-hush. Now, the one person who is staring you down from the moment you come into sight is the masculine Asari that I named her.
Worq has a little bit of a the Krogan smirk, where it's not the corners of the mouth, it's like the center of the lips that kind of like move, and they don't say anything, but it's just kind of just like it's that Krogan smirk as they stand in the doorway.
You coming?
Is this where I'm supposed to be?
Are you Worq?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the right spot. And I would like for you to roll me. Let's do insight.
I got nothing on insight, but that's still a 13.
That's good enough. You know Krogan blood when you see it. This Asari is absolutely half Krogan.
Oh, okay. Worq takes like a big sniff and then just starts laughing. Absolutely can smell it on you. Good for you. And he marches into the room.
There's a like she just points to the hallway and goes, if I didn't fucking know what you were talking about, I'd be calling HR. Go.
And he moves.
I'm calling the cops.
Calling CSEC right now. But you go down these stairs. At the bottom there's a door, and you are brought in, and we'll get to that. And actually, you'll go in. There are two humans standing there, just shooting shit.
Worq does not engage with them. Just kind of goes. He walks in and looks around, then moves to the left and stands. He kind of just like leans back into a corner or folds his arms.
Got it. Next up, we're gonna do a D4 instead. Same rules apply. 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. Next. You are next. And you see X. I would say you know X. X, I wouldn't say frequents, but definitely goes to the brothel. And is also a very popular Asari spectre. And they make eye contact with you immediately as you're coming to view in the proceeding.
Oh, fantastic to see you. I mean, it makes sense to see you, but you know what I mean.
Good to see you too. How you holding up?
I mean, just here and there, a bit sore, but nothing out of the ordinary. Just hope that some of this job can pay for all those float drinks. I'm sure you've seen those, the cans, everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, seen enough cans in the brothel to know that you and the Aurora are probably keeping that company alive at this point.
You know, you'd think that they would like sponsor the Aurora at some point like that, but maybe that's a Serena no sponsorships and don't want to make it look like a typical Citadel Mall, not a place of fanciness and authority and whatever else you would say.
And are kind of weird about that.
Yeah, you think they would just be kind of embedded into the culture of our multicultural society, but here we are.
Here we are. Now, down that hall, you're gonna go down the stairway, and they're gonna meet a couple people down there. Just be nice. Most of them are your coworkers.
Oh, I'm always nice. I joke. I joke. That would be a little bit repulsive, but you down there?
As you start walking, she goes, "Hey, Nix,
What's up?
I'll send you some of my workouts and stretches. You're sore. Maybe it'll help you."
Are we talking video instructions or
Pick your poison.
fantastic? And Nyx will head downstairs with a little wink.
All right. Last, certainly not least, we have Adrana. You get to the Presidium. It takes a little bit longer. You're at the very bottom of the entire Citadel, so it takes a bit more time for you to get up. And you are met with an Asari that I have explained before. But at this point, rather than what everyone else is seeing, which is just a very like straight-faced, almost intimidated look, after the interaction with Nyx, she seems a little bit more easygoing. And she'll make eye contact with you. And then go, "You Adrana?"
They have their gear with them, so they kind of like shrug it to one side, just tilt up, like,
Yes, if you want to call me that.
Is there a name you'd prefer?
I guess not yet. I think, at least with you, we can do a drama.
Creepy, not menacing at all. All right, come on, Adrana. And she will walk you to the stairway, allowing you to go first. Down these stairs that aren't very long, but are fairly dim. And you all make a turn into this meeting. After you walk in to see two humans, an Asari, a Krogan, and now another Asari who has now closed the door behind you. You're all in this dim room. The one light that's in the center has low lit the room, while the table has a low kind of green light coming from it, from the middle, like it's active and on, but nothing is current.
As soon as I see Worq walk into the room, I'm just like, good God. And did Dread come into the room with us? If Dread is there, he's like, so you are trying to kill me. He just points directly at Dread. I won't go out without a fight. It won't be much of a good look at the size of you. Good. There's a food shortage. I don't think we can feed you.
As I don't know if I had a chance to do this before, but stepping forward, Adrana is very tall, 30 in age, which is kind of like, I think 20s in like human age. I can't remember. But they have a almost black brown face with a white. No, sorry, the opposite. They I think pretty much they have a facial marking that is white, but you can see tinges of blue mixed in. And if anyone was like close enough or inspecting enough, it looks like they're kind of hiding the white with like the blue, or like the bright blue. their face is like very serious, and seeing like the group, they kind of like lean on this like long piece of equipment that they have with them and just tilt onto their hip, just scanning the group for a second before seeing like each member and just kind of giving them a nod of like, hello.
Man,
When
that gun is bigger than you.
when Worq sees Nixaris walk in, whatever you would imagine genuine Krogan happiness to be crosses his face, and he goes, "I didn't realize you invited the little dancer here. That changes quite a lot, actually."
Oh. Well, I haven't seen you around in... How long has it been?
At least 20 years, maybe 30. I don't know. Spent a lot of time in Krogan space.
Am I getting... I need to start doing some memory exercises or anything. Wow, this is now very interesting. I had some guesses about what this would be about, but now I'm totally unsure. But pleasant surprise. I am...
You're unsure when I'm here? If I'm here, somebody needs a good ass whooping.
I mean, part of me even thought that this was going to be like a little bit of a trap. Not really sure a trap for what. I didn't do anything wrong. And they said, in particular, you have not done anything wrong. But, I don't know. Hopefully this is just, a routine. Get in, kick their ass, get out. I've gotten much better with the getting out part now.
When you mention that part about like you haven't done anything wrong, there's a flash of confusion over this large Krogan's face, and then like mumbling under his breath, but not like masking it. Anyone can hear it. He goes, "Sizway's gonna have to answer for this one."
I mean, I hope that it's because, I mean, by now I feel like we would have gotten like some type of like Spectre huge cross out and all that, so better be routine at this point. Otherwise, it's kind of boring.
I mean, there's a spec, and Darius speaks up. He's like, "Well, there's a Spectre standing right there."
Oh no, I think thinking about the like Spectres standing around menacingly, more of the Spectres are trying to actually kill you. I think that would have happened by now. It's been a while. For this.
Axes against the door and just kind of goes.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the room. For all we know, those are holograms, and this is a bombed room.
That would be pretty.
He looks direct, and he looks directly at Dread when he says that out loud.
I promise, I'm not a hologram. After all.
I know. I'm just messing. I'm trying to get a rise. Just one smile. Come on, man.
Be funny.
I've been funny the whole time. X has been laughing. The whole time.
You got 2 laughs.
See, big man knows a good joke when he hears one. What's your name, brother?
Me?
Yeah.
You can call me
Genie,
Worq.
brother. You're the biggest man in this room, I would say. So, and that's Worq. Well, you better work.
For the right price.
Shantae sachet, as they say.
Right now, RuPaul is canon.
We really should like keep a work-related puns counter for because oh boy, there's gonna be I gotta look up some ones. I gotta stock up.
I'm gonna come up with little quips whenever Worq is about to attack something, just for like I don't have
Give
bardic
him that work.
inspiration, but I just want to yell it out. I just want to yell out something.
You
Worq
better
needs some
work.
office space. Worq needs some office space. Boo! Hits with that Krogan hammer. Okay, all right. So Nix, and this is the first time he focuses on Nixeris. And he goes, and your name is
Nixeris Varus. Pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. And you, and he like he tried not to double take.
I think Dreg
And
gives you like a strong shoulder of like, stay strong, soldier.
We stay
Don't turn back.
We must stay focused, my brothers.
The Asari are getting both of us, brother.
His internal monologue is like, I am my mother's child. Oh no. Like, you said it in chat. You can read it in his face. Yeah, like, and you are with the very large. Seriously, it's touching the floor and the ceiling. It cannot be practical. In my head, she's got the gun from Gurren Lagann. That's what she's got. Just ridiculously long, shooting down mechs. Like she was what she could like Adrana could have one shot at a Reaper with this thing. Is what in my head.
Okay, I might have to change my concepts for or maybe goals for my spaghetti.
Go back to the workshop.
Yeah. Adrana kind of like tilts her head, and there's like this just like little bit of a smile that comes up, just noticing this, and they
Sargas. Adrana Sargas. Ghost for short.
Only this is me saying that only because the echo threw it off. What was it for short?
Ghost.
Ghost. Adrana, none of that sounded like Ghost was for short. Is Ghost the nickname? Because I didn't hear Ghost in any of that. I can call it Ghost, though.
It's a call name.
You can just call me Darius. Darius Okar. And he does like a very little.
Adrana is like about like 6'2", kind of, and sees the bow and was going for the handshake, and you see them just like.
If he does the bow, if he sees the hand come out, he does still reach for it. Like he notices it, and he just still, but he's now bowed at your hand with your hand in his hand, and he just goes, "It is a divine pleasure to meet you." And he stands straight back up.
You see that smirk gonna grow a little bit more, and they just kind of tilt their head and just. Well, I need to.
Well, I need to tell a couple of people that this might actually be more enjoyable than I thought.
And like records it
That
for
is
later
the
in
right
their mind to
attitude.
tell. Records it for later for like to tell Vex like they were wrong like on what all this could have been like for ditching them to be part of this. But Adrana has like puts down their large like equipment, and you just see her kind of look over and say like,
Also, good eye. I don't usually like to carry my sniper rifle, but you never know where it could get lost or who to trust it with.
Well, I'm
living
sure if you're watching. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I say, well, I'm sure if you're watching over us, we'll be much safer because, well, their bodies will disintegrate with that goddamn monstrosity. Good Lord, the workouts you have to do just to carry it. You have to be incredibly strong. Probably as strong as this one. He points over it. Just looks up. Something he's not used to doing, just looking up at Worq, just like, oh.
How tall is Worq again? Just for
Worq is like maybe a few inches shy of 8 feet tall.
Yeah, Adrana like does that thing where they're like looking and then go like slow, and their brain just goes whoa, and their hands like unclasp from like just cross over and they're just like,
Hello.
realizing there's another Krogan. Oh my god! They extend their hand out just like as for a handshake.
Worq will kind of like tilt his head just a little bit, like unfamiliar with like just like like such a formal greeting, but he's got enough manners to reciprocate said handshake.
They do it like.
Looks like we'll be working together then, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. And you, Adrana.
And kind of like curiously looks at Nixarius as they haven't really been around a lot of Asari, so they're just.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nixaris Faros. Depending on what we are exactly here for, and we'll kind of look at X and Dread, the specters that clearly do know what might be happening in here. I'd like to talk about how good of a shot you are with that thing. If we're going to be working together, make sure that you hit them, not me. Accident happened, and now one of my Leku is shorter than the other. Really annoying. But I mask it, for the most part. Could be better.
Hilarious. I will laugh as, you know what, I need to recalibrate this sarcasm module like I have because they kind of kind of look at their gun and they like show off like a little bit and they kind of pull off the top part and they say, no, we can keep that for later. Showing off is not really my strong suit, but if you have mine, I have your back.
Much appreciated. You know, I would love to play, just musical chairs of random assortments of mercenary individuals. And kind of just like slowly talking and be like, I'm kind of guessing what's going on here. But I would appreciate to know what exactly we are doing here, or what are we accepting, not accepting.
Hopefully you're accepting. And X will push off the door. And then we'll walk over to the table, which has a small keyboard at one end. We'll begin to type. And then we'll lean against it, look to you. We're just waiting for the council at this point. But
aren't we always waiting for the council?
yeah, unfortunately. But Dred and I know a little bit. We can fill you in. Right, Dred? And he, the human, who will just nod. They didn't say we couldn't, so we will. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm Dred Hullion. I am the human specter. I've been doing this for 20 or so years. I'm alive, so I'm successful. This one's been hands-on with me. And will point to Darius.
Nyx also is laughing a little bit behind her hand.
X will also laugh. And then he stops and goes, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk. X, you just... And we'll go walk over to the corner, the opposite corner of where Worq's standing, and just will cross his arms. Just go. That's fine. Darius did work under... Don't laugh. Under...
Darius doesn't laugh, but he does pull out the beer that he didn't finish from earlier.
Dread gives you a look of, where did you get that? And how
It's
did
a
you
coat
bring
of
it
many
in?
things.
And then X will continue. You have all been chosen based off of special skills. You all know what those are. I don't need to explain what that is. You can show each other later. But
I'm sorry.
Nyx.
Did they just keep on coming over? They just keep coming all over. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nyx, I'm about to make you go stand facing the wall.
Fine.
Just so you can get that out. Because if you do that in front of the council, you're not.
And she'll make a motion to zip her lips and then throw it away. She loves old American sitcoms.
Her favorite character is Joey.
1000%.
Oh my.
And she'll look over to Worq and go, heard about your skills. I assume they're good. You're big enough to be. And she'll look over to Nyx. We all know what you can do in the Citadel. You're fine. She'll look over to Adrana, and then we'll look to the gun, and then we'll look back to Adrana. Yeah, that explains. And as they're about to continue, there's a little sound that shows that there's a call waiting. And X will walk over to the keyboard, give Nyx a warning glance, and will type, press enter, and 5 holograms show. They are an Asari, a Turian, a human, a Solarian, and a Krogan respectively, in council garbs and robes. It is hard to tell much about them in this coloration, as they are it's the typical blue hologram. It is a little old-fashioned at this point, but this room doesn't seem to have many updates. And the first person to start talking will be the Asari counselor, who stands in the middle. And she'll look over and go, welcome, everyone. I apologize for the wait. I hope it wasn't too long. Unfortunately, we are a bit tight on time. So I'll just get down to it. You've all been chosen for a specific reason. And we have an offer that I don't think you should or can refuse. Following directly after, the Turian goes. And she begins to speak. You can tell that this is something that's been rehearsed many times with the council. We're currently looking for a group of individuals, such as yourself. Strong, competent, under the radar. We're looking for a group of people who may not be quiet, but can keep their mouths shut. And then directly after, the human speaks up. You all have been chosen to be Ciphers. Does anyone here know what a cipher is?
I'll try and see if Nixeris would know. What would I need to roll for that?
History would work just fine.
Okay.
Could I as well?
Absolutely. Anyone can.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Well, Worq got a 19, so
Nice.
with a zero, with a +0.
That's really funny.
Worq is working.
Work better.
Darius
Work.
is drinking his beer with that nat 1.
Ooh. Wowza.
Adrana is just leaning on their hip with the 5, just.
Yeah, and also Nick's got an 18.
Okay. Both Worq and Nixarius would know that a cipher was I would say you paid attention in your classrooms because this is something that was taught. Everyone takes a day for Reaper Day where they talk about what the cipher is. And it is essentially a conduit that was used to share information about the Reapers. So essentially, it was the key for Citadel space to understand what was happening. Both a blessing and a curse, people would say. And would any of you answer, or do you just leave it open-ended?
I think Nyx would answer. And I'm presuming that this cipher ship, if you will, this is metaphorical, correct?
For the most part. The cipher, as you know, was utilized to originally give Commander Shepard the information needed for the Reaper. But now, as the Reapers are no longer a threat, and ciphers no longer exist, we need our own. And then directly after, the Solarian begins to speak. Who has been a bit jittery this entire time, awaiting his turn. You see, as our ciphers, you'll be able to go ahead and look into certain problems in the world. And when you find out what those problems are, you'll be able to report it to us. In a worst case scenario, it's not anything. But in a best case scenario, then you ultimately save the world. Something along those lines. It's hit and miss.
So essentially, we're the secret agents, whereas the Spectres are the more public agents.
And before the Solarian can answer, the Krogan, who has been so patiently waiting his turn, is no longer patient. Yup. Essentially, you
I
find
like
the
this
stuff, Spectres do the stuff.
Right on.
Seems like a pretty good job, right? Not a lot of pressure.
When the Krogan council member speaks up, Worq is standing straight up and at attention. There's so much respect in that position just then and there. Not that anyone necessarily would notice, but he has gone from leaning in the corner to standing straight up and paying very close attention.
Can I roll to see if Nixeris would notice?
I would love that.
Cool. Okay, for a second I was like, where did my dice go? I literally just had the entire bag.
And I would love to drop a little lore, so both are Krogan, and everyone knows. So like I stated, it was about 1,000 years ago. It's a little less than that. It was in 3,543. The Krogans were invited to join the council. Now the Krogan council, the council doesn't do a lot, which can be kind of annoying. And I think you would know who the council member would be as well, especially if you hold them in such high respect. But essentially, in English, there is a fight for whoever becomes the next council member, which ultimately just translates to fallen fuck of valor, which is whichever loser happens to, lose, they become the council member, because most people don't want to do it because it's really boring. He's not enjoying himself.
And they got a 16 on that roll.
It's up to you. If you would like to have Nick see it or not, is up to you.
Yeah, I think Nick sees it, but is not gonna comment on it right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's up to Worq. It's up to
Oh, okay.
Sparrow,
Oh.
if that's enough.
I was just like, oh,
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
But well, in that case, then yeah, that's what Nick does.
So, you in or not?
Am I getting paid?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, all right.
And he's sorry, counselor. We'll put a hand out. What counselor Erdnot meant was you are being paid. It is quite a bit, but there
It
is
better
a
not
lot
be
of-
an exposure.
I promise it's quite the opposite. In fact, you have to hold to a certain standard of rules. You can't let people know what you're doing. You can't let people know who you are. This is a very secret organization. Most people would find us crazy for even involving it. But it's come to a point where I think we need to have it.
I've just got one thing. Worq crosses his arms again. I was in a very public position as head of security on a Krogan colony before being, and you can see Worq like chooses his words very carefully because he's upset with Sizue, but like that doesn't mean shit here. Redirected to this position. Is that covered or is that on me?
At this point, the Turian will stop. I promise everything will be covered for you. You don't have to worry your large, handsome head a bit.
Adrana just like crosses their hands and just kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. Just
Worq does the Keenan Thompson eyebrow squint, like does not know what the fuck this Turian is hitting on him for.
Okay, I do have a question. You said we can't tell people who we are. Is this the type of thing where you're going to erase our entire identities, or we just don't tell people what we're doing in certain areas? Because I would very much prefer my identity not to be erased.
No. We will make sure that your identity lasts. You'll just, instead of being retired, you'll now be on a special mission from the Citadel. You just can't state the Ciphers, and you can't parade a specter.
I mean, I didn't parade Dread whenever I was with him anyway. He
What
recruited me.
What I'm simply stating is that your job is important, but it's not freedom of power.
Oh, come! I don't get to do the whole. Oh yes, I'm in a lot. Okay, well, yeah, it's fine.
The Solarian will cut it and go, well, that's not to say that you don't have any power. It's just to say that you can't come up and go, stop, I'm a cipher. Like a specter would go, stop, I'm a specter. But instead, it's more, be smart about it. Be discreet.
What they mean to say is that we are easy fall people for their missions.
But I was just gonna ask if this is happening in Alliance space or Terminus systems. Because if it was Terminus systems, no one gives a shit if you're a Spectre or not anyway.
wouldn't matter since we can't say who we are. If we fail, they can easily say we don't know what they were doing and why they were doing it.
Yeah, you
The
make a
human
point.
Vector will go. He's right.
You make a
However,
point.
and he'll look directly to Darius. I know you're competent.
Sir, I don't know what you are inferring.
I'm inferring the humans can do everything they put their minds to. You'll be fine.
Very well. You had me and I was getting paid, so. And also cool mission that I can't tell anybody about.
As long as somebody competent is on security detail on that colony, fine.
The Krogan will turn to you. And he will just go, got the power of Erdnot behind you. Our clan will take care of yours.
Good enough for me.
Well, that's two. It would seem pretty competent individuals. I at least vouch for one. So, next steps for me would be sending over a detailed, as much as you can. I think a lot would be redacted offer letter with benefits or types of pay, and just assume that I'm going to ask for double of that.
The Asari, you do know the counselor. Likal Y'all, Jannar, sister, half sister, to the spec. She'll just look at you and go, your wage will be negotiated. Typically, I know how you work. I know you're expensive.
Well, if we have that conversation out of the way, this will go perfectly fine.
And the last, everyone, all the holograms look over to Ghost and just are silent.
They kind of look at them as like, are you expecting an answer after I brought all this luggage with me? Then I'm going to step away. And they're like, do I leave with just that face? Very stoically, I guess. They just
Oh, I have no question.
Wrong voice modulator. Wrong voice modulator. Let me fix that real quick.
That was so good. Someone clip it.
This happens way too often. It's connected to my Twitch, so it automatically switched to another thing. Now. I can't. Adrana just like looks at them like, yeah, I'm in. Of course I'm in. We're in. And she just they have probably talked to them before about payment or what they really want in lieu of like payment or something like that, and that's like information. So they kind of give the specter them like a look like over from the group to them like, I'm fine. Let's move on.
The Turian counselor will look to you and go, if you're fine with your payment, We just wanted. And yeah. And her gaze will linger a bit on before turning away. And then the human counselor, he'll clear his throat and state, then we need to welcome you in, and you need to accept our plan. Is this understood?
There's a secret handshake.
No, it's just we say a pledge, and you agree.
God, I
Oh,
hope.
all right. See, this guy was right there with me. It sounded like you gotta say, do a secret handshake and do a dance. Okay, yeah, well, I'll say whatever.
Human counselor looked to Dread with, ironically, dread. And the specter was faithful. After a moment, the human counselor. It is the decision of the council that you will be granted all the rights and privileges of the Cipher branch of the Citadel. Solarian counselor continues. Ciphers are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of scourges of Citadel space. An opportunity itself. Those whose actions give them an opportunity the majority of our world will never know is possible. The Krogan will then continue. Ciphers are below the radar, the namesake of espionage. Ciphers do not stand by a moral code, but uphold the safety of Citadel space above all else. They are the whispers of the Council, instruments of our will. After that, the Turian then sighed. Ciphers bear a great burden. Your reputation will be unknown for all the good you do. But if you are to fail, then it will be apparent. You are the shadow of the specters. And then lastly, the Asari. You may not be in the front lines, but the ciphers are necessary for any and all threats coming to Citadel space. You are our mirage, an illusion of things to come. If they lead nowhere, so be it. But if it leads somewhere, then you are worth your weight in credits. This is quite an honor, and we hope that one that you're proud of. The first Ciphers. Do you agree to uphold everything that we've spoken of?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, man.
Aye.
Confirmed.
Good. Welcome to the Ciphers. Your details will be sent to you each individually with an associated offer. If you have any questions, you may ask any of the specters here or any of the specters to come. You will be working with them quite closely. Now, X, if you would take them to their ship. And the hologram will shut down. And the room will slightly lighten back. As X will, after a moment, pop her back, look to you all, and go, congratulations. Ghost, let's get your luggage some.
They help them with stuff and carry their gun, but they turn to Darius and just
I help carry some of it.
They
Depending on
turn to pretty much kind of whisper to you, just, you have another one of those.
a beer. Is that what Adrana's asking for a beer? You know what? Just because it's funny, I'm gonna say he does have a dextro amino beer that Turians can drink without poisoning themselves.
It's like a little
Just in
flask.
case. Yep.
They kind of you see them push open the tab, whatever, with one hand, take it down, and then just crunch it in their hand, just anytime I'm in front of them.
you were gonna be a good time. I could tell. And he does help. He does pick up some of the luggage. Like he in each hand, he does take whatever. I don't know why. I just feel like you just have way too much. He just picks up 2 trunks though.
Definitely not like an overpacker, but like if they've been on a ship for a while, it's been like a group.
It's like the entirety of the Foot Locker that's also accumulated outside of the Foot Locker.
Yeah, and so they just turn to the rest of the group and hiding away from anyone who's like still there, just like has a face of like, let's get out of here real quick, and just like a sigh of like, as soon as they cross like a doorway or something away from anyone important. I mean.
You are all let out. Dread is the one to take you. As you all leave, who would be the last person out?
I think it might be Nixeris as the last person, just because they are terrible with like walking and sending messages to folks. So it'll be like a couple of steps and then like, oh wait, no, I forgot that. Oh wait, no, I forgot that. Kind of like ordering some things to get like delivered to. I think that she has an idea about like maybe what bay a new undercover ship would be. Not exactly, but just kind of like hang around here. I hopefully there's not video game noises in the background. And kind of like be like, oh yeah, that'll be something I can pick on the way up. Route.
Dread will let you know that you can have all your luggage dropped off at deck 15.
Okay.
However, you are all not meeting it. But he said that there will be people from there. Now, as you are finally ready to leave after a couple times of as you're leaving the door and X is right behind you, you see the lights dim and one of the holograms pop back up, and then you hear X. A moment if you. And as you are walking out, X stops, ushers you forward, and will close the door behind you. And that's where we'll end.
I see. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us with the first episode of Mass Effect Mirage. I know we had a little bit of a snafu there at the beginning, but you know what? We got to figure it out. We have our favorite burb on the interwebs here, so I couldn't ask for more at that point. Just so you know who I am Serenity. You can find me all over the internet as ClickClackSnac. I do a lot of fun things. I also DM Tragedy a Theologian, a Greek mythology 5e game that is every other Sunday. It will be next Sunday on Total Party Kiss. It is pretty far in, but you know what? We're in Hades. You could start in a new arc. It's fine. It's just the prophecy. You can also find me on some fun things that are coming up. I have some exciting projects that are going to be coming out that I can't quite announce yet. But you will see that up there. Go watch Lurking Legends, a One Piece 5e adventure with some of the coolest people I know. There's one episode out, and there will be more in the future, but that one episode is really good, I promise. And that is going to be me. I was your navigator for the day. And I think we'll just go ahead and we will bounce this over to Sparrow.
Hello, hi, I am your favorite burb on the interweb, and I get to do this full out because it's been working ever since I stopped showing my face. You can find me at aBlackSparrow most places, including aBlackSparrow.com on Blue Sky. I stream on Twitch, and then I'm also here at Feywild and Out. I believe Thursday I'll be doing a Pathfinder game at twitch.tv/TheRealGobshite. Check my socials for more info on that, and then hopefully I will be full-faced the next time that you see me on this lovely platform. And I will shuffle it on over.
No, I am Maz, or Megan, it's Mozzarelle. I am a voice actor, and I've been playing Adrana Sargas. They share the same pronouns as myself, she, they. I also run games over at Starcrawl RPG, which Friday is our finale for our Kids on Brooms, Sabrina the Teenage Witch kind of, witchy vibes academy school game. It's also the end of my first ever campaign that I ran, so it's going to be cool. But yeah, I think that's it so far. There's a couple other games going on, but the best way to find out where that is going through my socials, because I repost and share all the things I'm on. So if there's, I think I have a Code Lyoko game happening this week too. So I don't know when, but again, follow the socials. You'll find out there.
And Daryl, go ahead.
That was a B. It's a B. There was an order that was written, and I just wasn't sure where I was
It's
at.
okay.
In it.
We're gonna eventually know everything.
Hi, I'm Daryl. I played Darius Okar. You can find all of my links currently, and they will be getting updated at daryldorsey.card.co. As far as things that are coming out, I've begun the editing of the last episode of mine and my group, San Diego by Night, Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Took us 2 years to finish it, so it's 3 chapters. Eventually, we'll be getting to our Curse of Strahd game that we are running, where they continue to be absolute maniacs, but this time in a game that actually facilitates being absolute maniacs, because Vampire does not. And as far as things should be coming out this month, I have some fun stuff going on with Vancouver by Night. If you enjoy the Marvel Universe, and have ever played the Marvel Universe TTRPG, we have one coming out, and the BBEG that we went up against is heavily tied into Mass Effect. That is all I will say. That is all I will say. He is my favorite BBEG on the Citadel. And that's gonna end it for me. Gonna toss this over to Jade.
Yeah, thanks. Hi all, I'm Jade Valkyrie. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm one of your co-founders here on Feywild Now. I do lots of nerdy, geeky shenanigans, and just overall content person. I've been content creating for a while now. So you can find me on pretty much all socials at Jade Valkyrie. Here it's at Jade Valkyrie with a 3 at the end. Things that I have coming up, I am playing a lot of Mass Effect. I'm playing a lot of Dragon Age. There's actually a Mass Effect jacket that they have put into Dragon Age the Veilguard, as well as making content about it. I have to do my long-awaited after the game comes out review, as well as compilations of my character being distractingly thick in that too. I didn't mean for that to happen, but if you change some of the sliders, then your Rook can have a Gyat as well. And also some PC build, because I just built a new PC and it's really pretty and I wanted to show everybody, because guess what? It's also purple, like most of the things in this screen are. And that's about it. And you can find me here every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be playing lots of Mass Effect Mirage, and it's going to be a great time. But with that being said, I think that we are done for today. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go on over to a ending screen, and we're going to go find somebody to raid. So stick around in the chat. We're going to send some love. I think we're going to send some love over onto Magi RPG. Keep on the BioWare shenanigans. They are actually doing a Dragon Age RPG miniseries. So it's very, very exciting to keep on the BioWare universe of tabletop. Until then, bye-bye.